I tear up because I remember the struggles that we had at that time, knowing the struggles that we were going through. I never thought that I could become something like this. In high school, I was in the learning assistance class. I got mocked like crazy for being in that class. Oh, you're so dumb. I was like, no, I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
I'm motivated to get out of this.
She went from clinic to TikTok, from prescriptions to dance routines, and she's gone viral doing it. Welcome Dr Vanisi Prescott, the dancing doctor breaking stereotypes, repping Pacifica pride, and proving medicine and health can be joyful, authentic, and fun.
What led into you becoming interested in medicine?
There was a Pacific GP growing up. She was the first female Pacific GP I'd ever seen. And I was like, oh my goodness, wow, she's brown like me. If she can do it, I'm pretty sure I can do it.
It's possible.
She looks like me, so I swear I can do it like she can.
This episode of the Fresh Moni Podcast is proudly sponsored by Tangata Tumotu Trust, who have been serving the Pacifica community in Ōtautahi for over 25 years. From health checks to mental wellbeing, youth programs to family support, they know what our Pacific community need, and they deliver it with heart. If you're in Christchurch and need support or want to connect with a team that truly gets it, head to tat.org.nz or call 0800 Pacifica or 0800 727 434. Just a quick note, this podcast is for education and entertainment purposes only. If you need financial advice, please make sure you contact a financial advisor to get professional advice. Mālō lelei. Dr Vanisi, welcome to the Fresh Moni Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I'm stoked that you're here. I've been following you on TikTok for quite a while. I'm new to TikTok, but you've got over 100,000 followers.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's amazing. And you've got some sweet dance moves as well.
It's my happy place.
Yeah, that's so good. Like, I think for Pacifica people, right, like growing up, I don't know if you grew up in the church, but in the church, but, a lot of their dance and singing, it's kind of natural for us in a way, eh?
I agree.
And so that when TikTok came out, I was like, man, Samoa or Pacifica people, I definitely know Samoans is like, we were born for TikTok.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of those platforms where it just all happens naturally, which I absolutely love.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. But I'd love to, I've got a million questions here that we won't get through in this time. But tell me a bit about yourself, what it is you do, and we'll go from there.
Great. Okay, so my name's Vanisi Prescott. I am a GP and urgent care specialist, currently working in Auckland. Awesome. I am Tongan, born in the beautiful Kingdom of Tonga.
Wow.
My family is from Kolomatoa. My mum's from Kolomatoa. My dad is from Hāteiho, so his family's from Hāteiho. I was born in Tonga. And people actually are quite shocked when they find out that I was born in Tonga. And I'm like, yes, no, I was born under a coconut tree. No, just kidding. No, actually, I wasn't.
You get instant respect straight away, eh? So, born in Tonga.
But no, I think I was home birthed, Mum said. And then we migrated to New Zealand when I was only 1.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've essentially basically been in New Zealand my whole life since and not been back. But I'd love to go back at some point. Cool. Yeah, we've lived in Auckland basically my whole life. Yeah, I mean, I could tell you a lot.
Yeah,
Sorry, I just don't know where.
Yeah, go for like. Whereabouts would you do schooling and stuff like that?
Okay,
and do you have like siblings and? Yeah,
so schooling wise, primary school, I actually went to a number of primary schools because Mum, being a single parent in New Zealand, I think it was just quite difficult for her to just stay in one place. Not too sure why, but we did move quite a bit, and I think I went to about maybe 8 or so primary schools. Like I went to so many. And that was quite tough, like, because every time I started a new primary school, it was one of those things where I had to try and make friends each time. Yeah. I think the last primary school I went to was where I actually stayed for a couple of years, and that was Three Kings Primary School. And then after that, I went to Monaco Intermediate School, which is what it was called previously. Now it's Royal Oak Intermediate School. Cool. And then Onehunga High. Is where I went to. My siblings, I've got 2 sisters, younger sisters, and 1 older brother.
Nice.
Yeah, that's...
Man, it would have been a busy household with...
Well, interestingly, so when my mum moved to New Zealand, the purpose of her moving to New Zealand was actually to find her dad.
Oh, wow.
So her dad had come here to find a better life, really, like so that way we could all migrate and then come here as a family. But it so happened that he enjoyed it here and he ended up just staying. Mum came over to just check it out and then she ended up loving it as well. So she came here and she said, actually, I don't want to go back. But she only came back with one child. So she came back with me. And then my brother was left in Tonga and then happened to just stay there for 13 years. So I actually didn't grow up with my brother. And so he was raised by my father and my grandmother who stayed in Tonga and my auntie as well. And so he came to New Zealand finally when he was 13. But it was, we just kind of had to.
Like, I know it's kind of normal, and to a certain extent that families are split on that migration from the islands.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of it.
Yeah, I've met a lot and talked to a lot of actually, our brother didn't live with us the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, it is quite foreign to us now, but at that time it was quite common.
Very common. Like, I don't know why. And I even said to Mum, I was like, why couldn't you bring him earlier? Like, what was the reason? And she said, well, she was just trying to get on top of things and try and find a house and make sure that she was financially stable and everything was just prepared before she was to bring my brother over, because then otherwise it meant there were two of us, which would be more difficult on her. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess they had their reasons as to why, but it was just, it would have been nice to grow up with my sibling. But I did grow up with my two younger sisters, so that was
Cool. And how were things money-wise for you? Was it a struggle, or with Mum adjusting to living,
it was a
different language?
Yeah, it was a huge struggle. I mean, English is second language for Mum, so her English is quite broken. I mean, even to this day, and I mean, bless her, she tries her hardest. I mean, I tell her, speak in Tongan, Mum. You're better at Tongan than English. She's like, no, I speak English.
It's my parents too. I'm like, hey, just relax, just speak in Samoa. It's all right.
So I'm like, okay, do you? But yeah, when we came to New Zealand, we did struggle quite a lot growing up, and my upbringing wasn't the greatest. And of course, as mentioned, it wasn't easy moving from different schools. Mum worked almost 3 or 4 jobs, and so she was a cleaner, she was a caregiver. Any job she could lay her hands on, she would just do, because she really needed to make ends meet for the both of us, pay for rent and so forth. I do remember most of the time I was with cousins, or occasionally I'd probably be at home on my own until she kind of gets back, or I'd be going with her. And I've kind of shared the story with a few other people about my journey. On numerous occasions I've gone with her to work and slept on the floor or slept on the job as she was cleaning or vacuuming. And I do remember vividly one time where she was vacuuming and she'll just place me on the couch or something next to her while she's doing it. Also, I go back to my childhood area, which is in the Three Kings sort of area. And I do remember the times when we used to go to the bakery up the road, which is lovely people. And they're still there, this amazing bakery. We used to always ask to do IOUs. So we never could afford to pay for food at the time.
That was actually common.
It was so common, right?
Yep.
So they knew us so well. Mum's pay is not until, we live day by day. We just...
Not until Tuesday or Thursday.
Exactly. So Mum's run out of money. Can we just get some bread for today? And then after that, and we'll come back and pay you back. So we go the following week and then we'll do that. There was another shop in Roskell. We used to go get meat and stuff, and she had an account with them. And it's interesting because I had gone back and seen them because I was working in the area as well. Yeah. I became the doctor for the bakery, the mum and the dad and stuff. And then that respect was just there. And I just will never forget what they've done for our family. And same as the guy who worked at the dairy. He's still there. They're all still there. And it's so, I tear up because I remember the struggles that we had at that time. And how these people were just so beautiful to have such a big heart to help us, knowing the struggles that we were going through. And I mean, even going to school, there was no lunches. I'd probably just butter whatever was in the fridge, maybe bread and butter with no lunchbox, and shove it in the bag or in the plastic, the bread bag, and then put it in there.
That was my kids now have lunch boxes. And I'm like, what? Why do you need a box for your lunch?
Exactly.
This bread bag? This was
What we use. This is the OG.
This is the only bread bag, lunchbox you'll ever need.
Honestly, those times, I swear. And then just trying to like scrape through the cupboards, like what can we make? Like there's main staples of rice and flour, and then you figure out all these different ways to like make meals with rice.
In my mind, making I'm similar, just making up these recipes. I'm like, man, those pancakes I made were so good just from flour and water.
That's the ones that we did.
And I fried it in oil, and my wife's now like, what? I'm like, no, we should make some like that. And then she's like, we are not making those pancakes.
My mom makes it for my kids, right? And it's so hilarious because I'm like, this is what I was brought up on. They're like, Mom, it actually tastes nice. I'm like, oh my gosh, do not bring the memories back. I mean, back then it was nice.
Yeah, hard. Oh, no, you're bringing back some memories for me too. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is my life right now.
Great.
Wow, that's amazing. But in a way, you would have, been able to see firsthand what your mum did for you guys, just the tenacity, the hard work, all for this better life. Man. But it's awesome because obviously, you're awesome. You're a doctor. But how did, what led into you becoming interested in medicine?
I guess it would have all stemmed from Mum's hard work. She was a strong believer that I needed to be independent and never rely on anyone. With her and her types of relationships that she's been in, she's just kept in mind that, she would never want me to be in that situation where she felt like she could not look after herself. And she was in those situations where she relied heavily on the man. Yep. And that was her one goal to me. And she was like, if you were ever going to get a job, I just want you. She didn't specifically say that she wanted me to be a doctor, but she was like, just be something great where you can look after yourself. You don't have to rely on anyone, and no one can talk about you, because that's another huge thing that you find growing up as Pacifica as well. Like, people talk. I'm a single mother. Like, I'm raising my children. Look at them. No wonder why they're useless, because I'm a single mother. So she was like, I don't want people to. And for me, I didn't want people talking about my mother like that. So she's kind of one of the main reasons why I wanted to try and be something great. But also there was a Pacific GP that I had growing up, and she was in GI. Her name is Dr Debbie Ryans, and she was the first female Pacific GP I'd ever seen. And I was like, oh my goodness, wow, she's brown like me. Like, she's a doctor. Like, if she can do it, I'm pretty sure I can do it. Yeah. So
It's possible.
It's possible, exactly. She looks like me. So I swear I can do it like she can. But then going through sort of schooling and stuff, it was difficult because I didn't get extra tuition. I didn't get support from Mum. She was never there to kind of help me go through my studies. Yeah. I kind of had to just figure things out myself. And even in school, it was just a struggle. And so I never thought that I could become something like this, because I just thought I was in high school. I was in the learning assistance class, which is like essentially the dumbest class. Really? And that was Form 3 at the time, Year 9. So I was in the lowest class.
Wow.
And that was where it kind of hit me. And I was like, no, I cannot be in this class. Like, I can work hard and let me try and get out of this. And I got mocked like crazy for being in that class. Oh, you're so dumb and all this stuff. And I was like, no, I'm not dumb. Yeah. I'm motivated to get out of this class. So and then that's when I kind of
that fight, that decision of no, I've got to get out of this class. Where does that come from? Because a lot of people go, well, accept it, right? Accept their lot in life and go, oh, or start believing what people, maybe I am dumb. Maybe I can't do this.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be in this class.
Yeah.
Where did you get that, no, I've got to get out of this?
I think it's just looking at the struggles I was in, and looking at the struggles that I was in with my mum and her, with all the struggles that she's been through. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what it was inside me that just felt like no, I know I can be better. It's just that little sort of bit of positivity. I mean, I had quite a lot of negativity as well that was in there, but there was just that one little piece of me that was just telling me that I can. It was just, the other thing is I had really good teachers. So in that, the first year of high school, I must say the teachers that I had in that year, we had a whole heap, like a class full of naughty kids. Like these are kids where you think of the Sister Act movie where everyone's just throwing things at the teachers, that like they're yelling, they're screaming, they're swearing, they're doing their own thing in the class. Whereas I was that one child who would sit in front of the class and I'd be like, I'm listening. Like, teach me. Give me all the knowledge. I will listen.
I've got you, teacher.
Don't worry about anyone else. And I think they must have seen that I was passionate and I really wanted to learn. So each day I would get there and I was like willing to learn. I'd ask questions. And so they really engaged with me and they supported me throughout and just made sure that I understood what I was doing. And I think that support really helped me to believe in myself more as well.
Awesome. But yeah, it's amazing what the power of someone else believing in you can do for you, eh?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I always remember like my rugby coaches. They're like, well,
yes.
you know, I'm like, I don't have any money for that uniform. And they're like,
and they support.
Yeah, we got you. Don't worry about it. Just turn up. You're actually good at rugby, so it's all good.
Yeah, I love
but you know,
that.
those teachers that believe in you before anyone else gives you a shot. Yeah. Wow, that's mean. And so how did you go after high school? Did you go straight into med school?
No, I didn't. I mean, even with sciences, I didn't know that was what I liked either. And so that was in high school again, and that was one of my science teachers who is now the principal at Max.
Oh, true.
which is really awesome. But he actually inspired me to enjoy sciences, and I absolutely love science because of him. And because I enjoyed sciences, I knew that science was definitely something that I wanted to do.
Cool.
When I left high school, I actually didn't, my grades weren't that great to get into undergraduate studies or into a bachelor degree. So I did the Certificate in Health Sciences. And the Certificate in Health Sciences is essentially a bridging course for MAPAS, Māori and Pacific students who want to get into some sort of either medical field or some sort of health science career. And so I did that. And the group of friends that I was with that year, they all wanted to be doctors. And so because they all wanted to be doctors, I was like, I want to be a doctor too at that time. And then I understood, then I knew, actually, this is really what I want to do. Reminded me of my upbringing and reminded me of that Pacific GP. And I was like, I can do it.
Wow.
And then that's where it kind of went off from there.
Interesting. It all just started to line up, It made sense there.
You know, it's interesting because like, I don't know if you have faith and you're Christian. For some reason, like, it just felt like it was meant to be. So everything that would happen, it was like there was always a pathway for me to keep going in that direction.
Awesome.
And it's like nothing was holding me back. And I just knew that was God's, like, that was basically his wishes for me to go in this pathway. And it's like, there were multiple times where I would fail and I think that I'm wanting to give up, but then something inside me is just saying no and just lifts me up to keep going. And I know that that's my faith and I know that that's him. And because I didn't fail, but I didn't get in the first time to med school as well. Sure. So it meant that I had to continue studying and then decide, what am I going to do? Am I going to give this up or am I going to keep going? So because
it wasn't an easy automatic.
No, it wasn't. So it was like certificate. And then I didn't get in that first year. And I was like, okay, well, why should I even continue? But I was like, no, in me was like, you have to be a doctor. Like, this is your dream. You're meant to be this. And so I was like, okay, fine, let me just finish this degree. So then I completed the Bachelor of Health Sciences degree and I was like, I'll reapply as a postgraduate student. And so then that's what I did. But then I got in.
Wow.
And then it's like, and each time there's always something, there's like a drawback each time. But I know that it's kind of like a learning curve for me where I can actually build that extra resilience, but then also come out of it becoming even better than what I was before.
I know.
And the timing just seems to always be right. Like it happens for a reason. I look back and I'm like, actually, if I went in that time, I knew I wouldn't have been ready.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't have good studying technique. I didn't feel like I was in the right mental headspace.
The habits, the behaviors.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't ready. But then at the time when I did get in, I was like, no, I'm at a good place in life. I know what I want to do. I know this is definitely what I want to do. And like, I knew my study technique. I knew everything. And it was just like, it's crazy.
Wow. That's awesome. So you didn't get in the first time?
No.
And then, so you completed a whole degree before you applied.
Yes. So first year certificate in health sciences.
Yeah. That's 1 year.
That's 1 year.
Yep.
3 years of Bachelor of Health Sciences degree, and then the 5 years of med school.
Oh my gosh. 9?
Yes.
9 years. I didn't. Wowzers.
Everyone was like, "You're crazy. 9 years is too long."
That's amazing. Well done. Like you need like
I persevered.
10 gold medals or something. 9 gold medals. That is insane.
I just knew I had to keep going. I didn't want to stop. Like that is
Wow.
definitely what I want to do.
Wow. You are awesome. You are awesome. And obviously, like, in terms of like encouragement through that process, was anyone encouraging along the way?
Oh,
or was
absolutely. It was mum, like support, family support was huge. So mum has been encouraging me the whole time. Like she's been great support. Friends have all been absolutely amazing. Lecturers, anywhere where I can get help from, I will utilize that.
Yeah.
Like we had MAPAs as well. I would get to know everyone there. Any support system, anything that was in place, I would go grab onto it.
Yeah.
Like tutoring sessions, anything. I'm just like, yep, give it to me. I want that.
Wow.
Because it's there, right? But it's just, will you utilize all those resources that are there for you?
Yep.
And that's the type of person I am. Like if I meet someone
That's
and
awesome.
I love what they do, I'm like, teach me. Like how can I learn this? And then, that's just the type of person I am.
That's great because not all Pacifica do that, right?
Yes, exactly.
There's tools, but it's if you are hungry, you want to succeed, like you're like, no, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
But then you're asking for help.
Yeah. Correct. And it's not easy for our people. I know that for a fact. I mean, I'm very grateful to my mum who allows me to speak my, like just whatever opinion I have and everything. She doesn't shut me down. But I know that is something that's quite common among our people. And it's sad that our people do feel that way because there's all these things that you have that you can utilize and use.
We have so many gifts, right?
So many gifts. We're all very talented, but just people don't know that they've got that talented. They can't. That's just like you just need to tap into that talent and just bring it up, and use it.
Or just like, ask, eh?
Yeah, ask.
Ask for help.
And the confidence as well. I mean, I lacked confidence, like a lot of it.
How did you build up some confidence? Is it?
I'm still not confident. I think to this day it's still like, but I think it comes with that humble heart, and you never put yourself above anyone else. And I think that's where we end up kind of bringing ourselves down all the time, and then that confidence just
because there is definitely a place like majority of us live in that humble place, right?
Yeah.
And stepping outside of that of being confident is not the norm.
It's not norm for us.
Yeah,
I agree.
Because even me starting this, talking about money is not the norm.
Yeah,
like it's not my norm. I'm an introvert, but I know, like you, that this is my purpose. And I'm living in my purpose, talking about getting Pacifica, getting Māori to talk about money so we can get better at it.
Absolutely.
Because,
and then everything just comes naturally, right?
That's right.
Like without you even thinking, without you even knowing. It's like, because that is your gift.
Yes.
God has given you this gift for you and that purpose to help your community and help your people. Because I absolutely love what you're doing. I think just the whole financial education is so key for our people to learn, and it's just beautiful that you're utilizing this platform to engage with our community.
Thank you.
That's really doing God's work as well, and it's just beautiful.
Cool. Oh, you're awesome. You're awesome. You should come back. You're very kind. Oh man, so you finished med school. So what happens? Because you get placements in your last couple of years, is that right?
Yes. So once we complete med school, I mean, throughout med school, you do all the theory, and then you're always kind of doing clinical work as well. Our final year, which is our 6th year, is when we start getting a bit of money. So then we're like, oh, okay, we're getting paid.
Nice.
And that year is where we kind of decide, okay, what kind of specialty are we wanting to kind of go into? And then we get hands-on experience and then check out all these different subspecialties, work alongside first-year house officers, which is first-year doctors who have just freshly graduated, registrars, and then some techs.
So that's kind of those student.
It's like an internship.
When I go into the doctors and this student is going to come and sit with you, and I'm like, Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, exactly. So that's where we, during med school, we get those opportunities where we can go out and then just get a taste of what it's like out there.
Sweet.
And so that's our internship year before we kind of delve into what it is we need to do. So after you complete med school, there's the first and second year that you do of your house officer years. This is a very important time where, again, you go into the various subspecialties, but you are it. So you're the one who does all the paperwork. House officers are the ones where they come and talk to you when you're in the hospital and they give you your paperwork. So those are usually the junior doctors who has just kind of freshly graduated.
Yep.
And then the registrars is like a step above, and they're the ones that kind of do all the, like, they see the patients, they do procedures, and then we kind of discuss things with them, and then they discuss things with the consultant.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how it worked. Like,
it's all hierarchical. Yeah, it's all definitely up a ladder. So you've got to get your way, sort of build yourself up to become the consultant who is the boss.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, wow. So, you carry on.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, and then from there you decide if you want to specialise in a certain subspecialty.
Yeah.
But that's after your second year of doing the first junior years.
Oh, I see. And so you decided to be GP?
Yeah. I didn't.
What made you decide?
I didn't know that I wanted to do GP. Initially, I actually wanted to do obstetrics and gynecology. Oh, wow. I love children. I love like working with mothers and babies. But then I did some runs in pediatrics and NICU, which is where all the basically severely sort of unwell children go into, and then they need the extra care. And me seeing children in that state, also because I had my own child already during med school, and then I was in obstetrics and gynecology. Because I saw all of that, I was like, no, I am not going to handle seeing all these sick babies. No, I'm thinking of my own daughter, like, no. And then obstetrics and gynecology, delivering babies, they would call them on, like, so the doctors will be called in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. I was like, no, you're not calling me at 2 or 3 in the morning. Let me just figure out what else I want to do.
Yeah, when we had our kids, it's like, we just got to call a doctor. I'm like, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. And I like my sleep. So I was like, and I've got a daughter now, so I really do need to think about lifestyle and what's going to work out for me. So then there was a job in urgent care. So I just applied and was like, I just want to do this. So I did that first. I joined the training program. So there's different training programs for each of the subspecialties. So urgent care has its own training program. That's 3 years training.
There is so much to the say that I have no idea how.
Honestly, and everyone thinks, like, once you become a doctor, that's it. You're a doctor.
You're like
you
a
can
millionaire
be any doctor. Yeah, exactly. And everyone thinks that you're like made of money. I'm like, no. Not at all. Maybe if I was a cardiothoracic surgeon. Oh, absolutely.
The surgeons, they turn up. I'll see you later.
They're made of money, but no, unfortunately I'm not made of money. So I did that first, and then I really wanted to work with my community, with our Pacific community. And I just felt like there wasn't that continuity of care. And because like urgent care is essentially like ED, just walk in, see a doctor and then go, but there's no relationship or continuity. So I thought, actually, you know what, I want to do GP instead. Because then I started hearing more about GP, and then I had friends who were doing GP, and then I just thought, okay, so then that's another 3 years of training. So that
wow.
But luckily, because they're quite similar, you can kind of cross-credit some of the stuff. So I happened to do that.
So some of the stuff you'd already studied counts.
Yeah, counted
for this.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, great. Okay, I just needed the time and work and stuff to do it. So I completed my fellowship. So fellowships is when you become the consultant. So then I completed my fellowships in both.
You'd see a lot of our Pasifika people come through. What are the kind of key or main kind of challenges that you see in the health sector for our Pasifika people?
I think one of the biggest things is,
if you're serious about buying your first home, make sure you check out the First Home Buyers Masterclass. In this masterclass, we take you through the whole home buying journey, from getting pre-approved, finding your property, to settling. This will take out a lot of the confusion and make your home buying journey a lot easier. Make sure you check out the link below for our masterclass.
The chronic illnesses, the chronic diseases. Diabetes is huge among our people. And there is the whole, because with diabetes, it's one of those chronic illnesses where you don't know you have it. And so people can be walking with diabetes.
Because you can feel fine, right?
You can feel absolutely fine and not even realize that, inside your body, your blood sugars are high. It's starting to, do the things that it shouldn't be doing to your different various organs that are very important for you to survive. And that's what we always get. So we'll do blood tests, because blood test is what will tell you whether or not you're diabetic, whether you've got high cholesterol and risk factors for cardiovascular disease or heart attacks and strokes and so forth. And they'll come in, we'll tell them, look, your diabetes is sitting at an okay level. You are diabetic. Anything above 50, you're diabetic. But we want to jump on it quick. Now is the best time to prevent it from getting any worse than what it is at the moment. Because the longer you leave it abnormal like this, then the longer you're allowing your body to get used to this, and then it starts eating away at other things. But they're like, I'm absolutely fine. Nothing's wrong with me. I don't have sore hands or feet. My eyesight's fine. Everything's fine. Nah, it's okay. It's like, no matter how much you sort of, try and hone in on health literacy and you try to educate them, they're like, oh yeah, but family members have it and they're okay. Or, it always goes back to what have we experienced, what they've seen. Yeah. They have seen, family members on dialysis, family members who have died, who have had amputated limbs, but they don't know why.
They haven't matched up.
They haven't matched up that this is all related to diabetes. Yeah. And then some people, they think, oh, no, but because they started the medications, now they had to get the amputated leg. And it's like, no. The medications did not cause this. It's because you came very late in the disease process that the medications didn't work as effectively. And that education that we kind of try to teach, it's hard, right? Because as a Pacifica, I'm very passionate in educating our people. But we are limited to the fact that we only have 15 minutes in our consults as well with our patients. You have a Pacific patient who walks in the door. They're going to come in with their brother, their sister, their mum or whoever, and you've got 15 minutes to kind of explain to them what's going on with them. They start saying, oh, but mum has this too. Can we quickly do this? How am I going to get through 5 people in 15 minutes? It's impossible. So it's really I understand how, it's difficult for GPs to kind of go through and tease out and try and explain things, but it's so important, that education, that health literacy. You can't just give them a website and be like, go and read up about this. They don't understand what they're reading. It's not in layman's terms. It's not in terms where we understand, if we could just have...
there's a lot of jargon in there.
Heaps of jargon. They're not going to understand what it is. Dialysis. Okay, dialysis. I've heard that it does this, but why? Yeah. And, so...
Something about the blood going in. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it just breaks my heart because I know if people can understand, and a lot of the patients that I do take the time to explain things, they're like, wow, I understand now. Yeah. That makes so much sense. Okay, so if I start now, it means it won't get worse. Yep. I said, yes, it's prevention. So you're starting now so it doesn't get to that point. The reason why they had all those things happen to them at that time when you started the medicines, because it was too late. Yeah. It had already damaged everything. And by that stage, it's done. And you're just associating it with the medications because starting the medications. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now someone's actually said you have to take these.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Because it hits for me because my wife has type 2 diabetes.
Ah, yes.
So she got it when she had our son, gestational diabetes. So that's when it comes on when you have a baby. Yeah.
Correct.
And it didn't go away. And so she's had to live under these medication, metformin tablets, and then now she's on insulin now. Yeah, yeah. But it's not. Type 2 is kind of, and she's parangi. She's as thin as anything. And
familial history?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And so I've kind of lived in that tension of knowing what it is, but and seeing our Pacific people, I'm like, hey guys, this is actually serious.
Yeah.
It is in 5-10 years, it's going to be really, really bad for Pacifica. So.
Oh, absolutely. And we're seeing it a lot more in younger people.
I watched that documentary, Maisuka, which is another name for diabetes, sickness of sugar, essentially, is the translation. And I was like, whoa, seeing people lose their eyesight. I didn't really know about that until I watched that. It's that education.
That education is key.
Like, oh my gosh, this is serious.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Man. But so I've been in that tension of, actually, I need to look after my own health too, but for my wife, and do this with her, and try to, but I'm not that great. But she's the one who's pushing me forward.
Well, that's the thing, having that good support and just helping each other to get through that journey together, and that's really important. And even looking, if you've got young children, that's what you want to look at, right? Like I have a friend who actually is the same age as me, and we all went to high school together, and she just shared her journey online about her having diabetes. She first initially had the gestational diabetes, was told, hey, we should start you on some medications, because you can start off with gestational diabetes and things will revert and go back to normal as soon as you've had your pregnancy and baby's out and stuff. But on occasions, it can continue. So then it leads to type 2 diabetes. And at that point, that's when you need to treat. And so what had happened is she was told on numerous occasions to get treated, until one time she presented to the hospital with infections and she was really unwell, only to be told that she is actually needing dialysis and her kidneys are no longer functioning. She's only 39 years of age.
No way.
She's got under 5-year-olds, and it broke my heart because and she's been advocating and has been speaking through her platform, and she was okay for me to share this journey as well. But to me, that was like something like that. If only our people understood the importance of just getting treated and taking the medications, not just here, take the medication, it's good for you, but with that education along, fully understanding it, being fully informed. And understanding the consequences of what's going to happen down the track. You think, oh, I'm young, I'm invincible, nothing's going to happen to me, I'm going to be absolutely fine. This is a young lady who's now on dialysis. When you reach dialysis, this is something that's trying to help your kidneys, basically, and the rest of your body function. Your kidneys, your heart, all of these are the main things of your body. As soon as you reach that.
What is dialysis? Is it essentially cleaning your blood?
Yeah. Pretty much. And it's actually...
That's what your kidneys...
requires you to do.
Yep. Okay.
Wow. And so that's why it's sad, because the diabetes does that. So it affects... It basically goes in and damages the vessels, so your blood vessels, nerve. So that's why you'll hear of people who have no sensation in their fingers, no sensation in their feet, and then they lack that blood supply because the blood supply has stopped working in those areas, which is why you end up getting it all amputated, because you cannot have a dead limb that is sitting there, because that will just cause them more issues. So you have to remove it so that you still get that blood flow and that blood supply throughout the body.
Wow.
So that's what happens to the rest of the organs and the rest of the body. And then your eyesight as well, because in the same thing, you lack that.
Yeah. In the documentary, you're saying a lot of diabetes is picked up through when people
go get the eye checks.
Yeah.
Because they can see it through the when they look through the...
It's crazy. They can see that much depth into your eyes and see that health issue through your eyes.
Yeah, because diabetes has a specific, when you look at the back of the eye, there's a specific way that you can tell that it's diabetes as opposed to someone who's aged or something else. So, and they can tell. So as soon as they look in the back of the eye, they're like, oh yeah, this is a diabetic eye. Have you had your bloods checked? And then
so that's then the next step.
Then they'll... But you don't want it to get to that stage, because you ideally want to pick up when it's at 50 or 55, because then you can go on metformin or you can go on medication. There's so many medications out there that we can try. And that's the other thing as well, is our people don't know that there are other medications. We can stop that if you're getting side effects. Come back, we'll switch it to something else. We have to find something that actually agrees with you and that will work for you, rather than...
Because it's not all the same.
No, they're all different. And I think our people just think, oh God, it's not working for me. Don't bother. And I've heard of numerous occasions where people actually get their prescriptions. They tell us that they've been taking it, but it just sits there. So then they just build up with all these prescriptions that just sit in their house. And then they're not using it. And it's like...
Oh, no. No, it's a waste of resource, right?
Yeah, not only is it a waste of resources, like a resource, it's health, their health.
Yeah.
And all of that could be going to the Pacific Islands because a lot of them don't get a lot of these medications that we have here. So, these are resources we have access to, use it.
It's kind of like you were saying before, right? With your studies.
Yeah.
Like there were resources that you asked for that you were like, actually, I want to do the best that I can for like your degree. So I went and got help, asked for help. If you want to do the best for your body, you got to go and ask for help.
Yeah, find ways that you can understand and ask those questions. Don't be scared of your doctor. Don't be scared of who's in front of you. They at the end of the day, we are all human beings. Like we're not any higher than anyone else. Like you just got to ask them that question. If they give you a medication, you say, doctor, what does this mean? Like, or if they tell you something, you say, doctor, sorry, can you explain to me what you mean by that, or can you get an interpreter or someone else who can explain it for me, just so that I understand.
Those are great questions, like for patients to ask.
Absolutely,
right?
And you can totally, like you should feel empowered because this is your body, your health. You are entitled to ask whatever it is that you want to ask, but out of respect, I know our people will just sit there and just respect whatever the doctor tells me to do. I will just sit back and I will listen.
So that's what we were talking about before, where we live in this place of humility, which is our kind of go-to, which is great and works for us. But in certain environments, we need to not put it aside, but just pause it for a minute.
Pause it for a minute.
Pause it just for a minute so you can get the information
that you need
to decide.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. So in terms of like, if you were to change something, like anything in Pacifica Health, around diabetes or around anything else, what do you think would be a key change that would help, or key changes?
I think what would be quite nice is to have a lot more Pacific doctors. That would be nice.
Obviously, I'm assuming that there's not that many.
Yeah.
And are there many coming through the schools?
We have got quite a few coming through, but there's still not enough for our population. Like what we probably make up 1 or 2% of the population in terms of being a Pacifica GP. And I mean, that's not to say that other GPs are not good. I mean, everyone's good in their way, but I just feel like for us, and knowing the way that our people are, we can just relate more. And I feel like they understand if it comes from your own people. Yeah. Having the time as well when we are having those consults is also really equally important. And we've got a lot of Pacific practices that are out there as well who try to do things which can actually cater for our people, which is amazing. And so that's the type of thing that we kind of need, but also education. I mean, if we could get a lot more of our brown faces on platforms like this, there's not many GPs like me who are on social media talking and doing all these things. I mean, the only reason why my platform kind of went up was during COVID, because I was the only brown person talking about COVID during that time. Yeah. And it's like, that's the thing. If we can have a lot more of our faces everywhere as representation, people might actually listen more, So if we can't get more into the industry that we're in, utilize the spaces. There's faces. Everyone's using their phones. Everyone's on social media.
When you look at people that typically staring down at,
they're on their phone. So if we can just have a lot more faces, you in your field, amazing. A brown person in this field is rare. To be talking about mortgages, to be talking about finances, and then even a doctor who is brown on this platform, that's rare too.
Yeah.
So
big time.
We need a lot of our faces out there. So that's one of the biggest things that would be absolutely amazing.
That is awesome. Yeah. I know that when I worked in the bank, it was word got out. There's around the country at the bank that I was working.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, there's this guy who speaks Samoan.
The word of mouth, man, it gets out there.
And the whole bank knew.
Crazy.
They're like, we were living in the Bay of Plenty then, in Tauranga, and I'd get all these calls like, oh, I'm opening this account, and they speak Samoan and they speak, and I'm like, put me on.
Tauranga as well, because you wouldn't have had many Samoans down there.
I know. And so, it was, there's just this understanding of culture where they can just, and then they feel free to speak their mind.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, that's awesome.
I agree.
So I definitely agree with you. Like, we need more Pasifika in the medical space, as we do in the financial services sector. So, like, honestly, I'll walk into a insurance meeting or conference, and I'm like,
how many brown people? Exactly.
3, 4. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
And I'm like, I'm here, people.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm ready.
That one.
We can start now.
Love it.
But yeah, that and like you were saying, this is what we're born for.
Yeah.
We're born here to help our people and succeed as much as we can.
Absolutely.
So, cool. Very cool. Talk to me about your TikTok. Like,
love TikTok.
So yeah, I love your guys' videos, and you've got the whole family going.
Yeah,
Mālō.
so the whole
family has got the moves.
Bit of a nudge, I think all of them are like, oh, Mum, another TikTok.
Are they embarrassed of you?
No, I mean, funnily enough, I was actually talking to my husband this morning about it, and my kids are great. Like, I mean, I couldn't ask for more. Like, they're just such great children, and my kids will come home and they're like, Mom, my friend saw you on TikTok. They told me to say hi.
Oh, true.
So they're really.
So you're the cool mum, and what's sweet. So it's just me and my kids who don't want me to be.
They're like, Dad,
I'm
no.
sure. Yeah.
No, my kids are actually pretty. It's just that if I ask them to be in a TikTok and then they're just like, oh, no, Mum. And I'm like, oh, please.
Sweet. But that's awesome. Like, I think it's been a great way for you to kind of share, medical information, eh?
Yeah. And every so often I guess I've just been so busy with work and life and everything. I just haven't had time to kind of do the medical videos. But that's kind of what I want to do. So I want to utilize the space to educate more and to just raise awareness for a lot of these things.
But it's a good balance between like fun and information.
Yeah, because I don't want to be too serious and then, scare people off. And then and every so often I just love to perform and dance. Like that's just something I've always done growing up, but then also in high school and stuff. And so I just like that space just to get my mind off things as well. So
cool. And have you been able to, I suppose, make a bit of a business out of the TikTok?
Absolutely. So that whole industry is just amazing. Like social media, being an influencer or a content creator, I was because I had been doing it for some time and then I've managed to gain a following, I think that I managed to get a lot of brand work. Yeah. So work from various brands, and these are paid partnerships as well. Wow. And we're not talking about like little money, like they're pretty well paid jobs out there on these platforms. And so I've actually been blessed to get all these various opportunities. So I also got the opportunity to be on a TV show, which is The Checkup. So that was yes,
that's right. I've seen it as well.
So that was a really good opportunity. Has
that all finished?
Yeah, it's done. I only did one season with them, but it was awesome. It was a really amazing experience. And then all these other jobs, and then I was under an agency, which is great because then you get to go to all these events, and then you get to meet all these people, and then it's awesome. Like it's a different life. It's a whole different life.
It's kind of cool because there's a bit of creativity in there, and just slightly different from. Well, a lot different from your normal.
Oh, absolutely. A lot different. And that's the thing, right? Like, I feel like our Pacific people, we naturally have that creativity within us. Yeah. And so this is that sort of space where you get to, like, you get told, okay, can you make a video of this? And then straight away you're like, oh, okay, I think I could do this, and this with it. And you get to use it. Whereas with my work, you get a bit of creativity, but it's a lot more serious, and it's mainly focused on what you need to kind of do.
Processes. And,
exactly.
There's a format you need to follow. Yeah.
Whereas this, you can just be you.
Yeah, cool.
Which is awesome.
Cool, awesome. Growing up, you were kind of taught just to, hey, let's just what's the next thing? Let's keep moving. You're responsible now.
Pretty much. So I was actually meant to be, so I was taught to be responsible at a very young age. I was taught to be independent at a very young age. When I applied for university, no one helped me. I had to research how to apply for university. I had to utilize the career advisors. I looked up scholarships, like, because I was like, I do not have the money. Mum doesn't have the money. How do you get free money? So then I found out about scholarships. So I started applying for scholarships, and everything I did was on my own. Like I didn't have help from anyone, because I was also the first person in our whole family to attend university. True. And so no one's ever attended university, and no one knew what I was going through. So it was just, that was...
There's no frame of reference. There's no one to...
Nothing.
Hey, have you done this, or have you been through... That was you.
That pretty...
Pioneering. Jeez.
Pretty much. And so I think I've just learned to just be a go-getter and then just do it. If you want to learn something, do it. Like, go research it, find out, do it. Like, crazy.
And so that's with this property investment, eh?
Yeah. So when we bought our first property, like, I don't know anything about finances. I mean, don't ever ask a doctor about finances, because we are never taught about finances. We're probably the worst people with money. We probably spend a lot as well. And but yeah, throughout med school, you're not taught these sort of things, like, buy a practice or do all this. How do you go about doing all these things? And so... Because
there is also that option.
There's that option as well, absolutely.
Around it, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So as doctors, you can, like, and as a GP, you can own your own practice. You can start up your own things. And going into any of these things, there's always that voice in the back of your head, right? Like, oh, but what if? Like, that there's that fear inside you. And I think that was the same thing when we bought our first property. We just was like, oh my gosh, like, that's a lot of money that we have to invest into this. Like, what if, like, something happens and we can't pay it, or we can't afford it?
What if the world blows up?
What if, like, there's all this money that you have to pay back, like, And I think just not having that knowledge and understanding of how that all works, and then,
That it is a long-term
It is a long-term investment.
You will own it.
Yeah, and we didn't know that. Like, you thought, oh my gosh, we're just going to spend all this money and then it's never going to make money. But actually, being in our first property and, like, looking at the way that things go, and then after a few years and you see actually the value's gone up, and you're like, oh my gosh, that value that's gone up, that's actually money we've made by doing nothing, just by living in our house. Like, we've actually made money.
We're making money just
living. That's like someone's yearly income, like, just from increase in equity. Like, I'm like, boom, like, this is crazy. And so, like, gradually we kind of learned. But at first, like, obviously when we went into this, we didn't have the money, because no one in my family actually has ever bought a property. And it was always lived day by day. Like, you don't need to buy a property, just rent. And that's all I was ever taught, was just to rent. But then my husband, his family had been brought up, like, buying properties and stuff. And he was the one who said, look, let's do this, And because we were renting at the time, we were actually we were told we had 3 months that we essentially had to move out. And we had been living in this property for about 4 or 5 years. And I was like, I've got young children, like, 3 months we have to leave. And, that stress of, like, someone coming over, like, doing the checks. You know how they come and do the checks in the property, making sure that everything, and then we're having to, like, clean up the house, make sure everything's in line. Is there any holes in the walls? Is there any, that stress is, like, daunting. Yep. And I was like, I don't want to keep doing this. Like, this is crazy. And I don't want someone to tell me, look, you've only got 3 months and then you've got to move. So we were like, no, let's go buy a property. So we went through a mortgage broker, which was awesome. And at the time, you could actually deposit 5%.
Wow.
And so we were like, okay, we can work, we can save. Let's put this money away.
Perfect time to
Honestly,
do it.
it was the perfect time. Like, it was just, like, great at the time. And it was during the time where it peaked as well. So it was in the 2016 where everything had just gone up to, like, millions and stuff. And we were like, this is impossible. We're never going to afford it. This is not going to happen. But amazingly, we actually managed to get a property. And I mean, going back to my faith, this is how God works wonders, is I literally had a dream about the property that we live in.
No way.
And it was like a dream about, basically, we're in the auction room, because we went to so many auctions. For 2 years, we probably were looking for a property in and out of auctions.
Especially here in Auckland. Auckland was mad.
That auction room, like, actually gives me PTSD, because I swear every time we go in that room, I'm like, we're just going to walk out of this and be unhappy. Like, it just scares me.
How many times you were in there?
We went so many times.
Oh my gosh.
And so I was like, I'm done. And it got to that breaking point, and then this dream, like, happened. And this dream was basically in the auction room with the auctioneer. the people that were in the room, my husband, my mom, and it was like all the layout and this is crazy. And like some people believe it, some people don't. I don't mind. But this dream literally showed the exact room. And then it was like sold, it was like going once, going twice, and then sold. There was no one else in that room other than us who went for that property. And that was like one of the first properties I looked at, but I was like, nah, it's not for us. And then after that, and then we went into the auction. It was like this weird sort of deja vu-ish type feeling in me, like as if I've already been here. Yeah. And it was like everything that was in my dream was exactly there, except for the price. The price was different. So that's still our house at the moment. Yeah. Cool, and then that's when we've kind of slowly learnt along the journey that actually this is where you want to invest in. Yeah. This is where things happen. And over time we saw that our house actually increased heaps in value. And we were like,
it's awesome.
What the hell? And so that's
because you pay it down bit by bit. Yeah. But it doesn't go down as much as the value.
The value goes up.
Most times. Yeah. The value going up.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. Like I would say, the value probably went up almost by half. Like then what no, that's probably a bit much, but it was quite high compared to like how it was when we
more than a quarter.
Pretty much a little bit more than a quarter. Yeah. And we were like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. If this is what's happening, why don't we keep doing this? And so my husband is that type of person who's like, let's look into this. We've got children. The future is definitely what we want to look at. It's not about us. It's not about now. Yes. It's about the future. And is there ever a right time to buy? No. We buy now, we say it's expensive, but in 10 years' time, you're going to say the same thing. Yep. But each time, having that property at this point in time is beneficial in the long run.
Definitely.
And that's what we've actually finally learned.
Awesome. Yeah, what do they say? Best time to buy a property was yesterday. And the next best time is today.
Today, absolutely. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome. So now you've got this investment property. And you're in the middle of renovations, is that right?
Yeah, we've actually, the reason for us getting into this investment property was actually we've got some property wealth coaches. So that's what we went down that route.
Nice.
It's not a cheap route, but for us, we got to a point where we can't do this on our own. Like it was so difficult to try and find, there's so many properties out there. Yeah. How do you even know which one to kind of look at? How do you know which one? Do you get cross-leased? Do you get there's all these different things that you need to understand about property. Like it's like, oh my gosh, you may as well do like a whole degree on that because that's something completely different.
Yeah. Well, it's a specialized field, right?
Yeah, and it is a specialized field. And that's when we met these property wealth coaches.
Awesome.
And so we're now working with them, and they're the ones who have kind of guided us through this extra journey that we're doing at the moment. Not a cheap sort of investment to do. Like it's not something that I'd recommend everyone to do.
Yeah. It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone, but but it depends.
You've got to trade off time.
Correct.
For like money. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you've got the time, then you can do it.
Yeah.
If you don't have the time, pay the money.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. And we just thought, you know what, like let's just take this leap of faith. Let's just see what happens. And we've loved it because we've learned so much from it.
Plays with your emotions.
Oh, it does.
Investing because it's like, it's your time and effort that translate into this money, which puts into that, and you just want it to do well.
Well, exactly. Right. And you don't know if it's going to do well. So it really is.
Yeah, because nothing's guaranteed.
Exactly.
And you're investing, which has an element of risk. Always. Doesn't matter what you're investing in. There's always risk. Yeah. It's just whether you understand it or you pay someone to understand it to minimize that risk.
Yeah.
What's the dream for you and your whānau going forward?
What I do want to do is at some point it would be amazing if I could have my own practice. And that would be a goal where I can run the practice the way I want to run it. I can help my community. I can do the things that I feel that is really important to be able to do the things that I've been wanting to do, but at the same time, give back to the people out there. And so hopefully at some point that will be something that I would do and go from there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate your time. I've got one last question for you that I ask all my guests. What does wealth mean to you?
Wealth to me is more than money, more than assets, more than material things. To me, I feel wealth is a holistic view. Like it's everything to do with life. Like health is wealth. Like I feel like if you've got good health, that is wealth. Supportive family, community, that's important. Your spiritual well-being is equally important. Like for me, my religion is wealth to me, you know. Happiness and being at a stage in life where you know that, you know, you've made it or you've done the things that you've been hoping to do throughout your life.
So good. Thanks for coming on. You are a legit inspiration. Like listening to what you've been through and gone through and persevered through. Like I wish you all the best, and I'm looking forward to seeing that practice when you finally have it, because I think you're going to have one like that too. Thank you
so much. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. It's been a huge honor.